Hey, so we're already recording right now, but I'm just going to explain what we're doing first.
Okay.
First of all, how are you?
I am well. I was debating right now whether I should go put on a fancy jacket or do the opposite and take my shirt off. Maybe I'll go middle ground right now and keep this shirt on and then take it off at some point because we're going to the great outdoors.
Leave the shirt on.
Yeah, pants off, shirt on. We're cool with that
Okay,
here.
deal. I think that's what Krasinski did, right?
Yeah, I think he had like jammers or like it looked like chubbies on or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, so first of all, we've got Noah Ohlsen here. Noah, oh, I'll wait for you. There you go. You got it. First of all, we got Noah Ohlsen here. Noah, welcome to the fitness-related awesome news. What do you think the acronym for that stands for?
Fitness-related awesome news. FRAN. Whoa, I like it.
Oh, it
How
only took us like 3
clever.
hours.
Nice. You nailed it. That's perfect.
All right, so obviously you're one person in my life I consider super positive and very uplifting in everything you do. And so I really was like, oh, I need to get Noah on here and talk to him about it, what he's up to, what he's doing now that a lot of us are stuck at home. You know, a lot of stuff isn't super fun and happy right now, so I decided it would be a good time to talk to you.
I love that. I'm really glad that you think of me as such. That's kind of the way I try to live my life. So if that's how I am getting known and recognized, I will surely take it.
Cool. All right, so Noah, a couple questions. Tell me something awesome going on in your life right now.
Right now, the most awesome thing that comes to mind is that we just got a new hose and sprinkler system for the yard, which is a pretty adult thing to say. That's awesome, but I just set it up before you called, and I'm pretty excited about it. Max just stole my hat and is running to play in the sprinklers with it now.
And so let me ask you this. After we're done with the call, are you planning on running through the hose with Max?
I just might, actually. It's going to get pretty hot out here. We're in the Miami sun, which probably calls for me to put my hat on so I don't get sunburned. I'll ditch this silly little ponytail. And, yeah, I think the hose sounds pretty good right about now.
Okay, so you're stuck at home. Tell me how what's the season look like for you right now? Like, you know, we're a little bit unsure of what's going to go on. How does that play into what you're doing at home and how you're approaching training?
Yeah, so it has been an interesting transition the last probably 2 weeks. And I think we're all still figuring it out. We're still waiting to hear whether or not there is going to be a CrossFit Games, and if there is, what that's going to look like. So one thing that I'm trying to do is to just adapt as quickly as possible. And I heard a friend of mine say this the other day, and I kind of latched onto it, is I want to stay ready rather than have to get ready so that whenever something is announced, I'm good to go. I can just jump right into it. I don't have to scramble and try to get prepared. So I set up a little home gym. I'm trying to keep myself prepared, have a little bit more fun with it just because it's a different environment. There are other things outside of that, but just related to competition, that's what it's looking like for me right now.
Cool. All right, so next question. Tell me something that maybe you've been doing at home that, you know, we had the ability to travel a lot, and now we're stuck at home quarantined a little bit more than usual. So what's something that you've maybe rekindled, maybe a hobby you've discovered, or something you've done recently that you thought, like, man, if I wasn't stuck at home, I probably wouldn't have been doing this?
Yeah, we're doing a good bit more yard work, hence the new sprinkler and everything, just trying to take care of stuff that we didn't have as much time for a couple weeks ago. And so that's definitely one of the things that we've dedicated time to, trying to cook a little bit more. We're not going out to eat as much. I decided to start tracking my macros again because I felt like that was something that I could be in control of in this situation where a lot of stuff is out of our control. But honestly, nothing too crazy and new just yet. But I might have to start exploring some creative new hobbies soon.
I support.
Get bored.
Okay, what about this? You've been doing a lot of Instagram lives, and dude, they're freaking. I love jumping on there and seeing them. I think we're actually going to do one next week with each other, so it's going to be fun.
Yes.
So, you've been doing fitness at home. What are some movements or fitness equipment that you've used at home that you were like, I never would have done this had I not been home? Like maybe you're like, I've been using a propane tank for a kettlebell swing or something.
Yeah, I haven't had to go that far out yet because I've been kind of fortunate enough to be able to grab a bunch of equipment from the gym when it closed down. But there are a lot of body weight movements that I wasn't doing before that I'm doing now. Just experimenting with different things. Like I haven't done a wall sit in 10 years, and I just did wall sits the other day. I know you're the king of wall sits. I should have been preparing with you. Yeah, for sure. But a lot of funky bodyweight stuff, doing like a V up into a sit up, doing plank jacks, which is like a plank where you're jumping your feet in and out. Just experimenting, getting creative, because there are a lot of people out there that don't have any equipment, and I want to try to help them as much as I can stay moving and stay motivated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it, dude. Briefly explain to me, what is happy but hungry is like when I think of Noah Ohlsen, I think of happy but hungry. So
nice. I'll take it.
What is happy but hungry? What does that mean?
In a very short description, happy but hungry is basically loving what you're doing, enjoying it, and also striving to do more and do better. So just not getting complacent, even though you're enjoying it, because it can go both ways. You can either not love what you're doing and kind of feel like you're stuck in the grind, so then you're missing the happy part, even though you're grinding and you're hungry and trying to be successful. Or you could just be happy and content and complacent and almost start to get lazy. And so trying not to go too far to either of those sides, keeping it super happy and fun, and always trying to get better and do more.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
To keep, like when you think of Noah Ohlsen, you think of, man, the second fittest man in the world. And while I appreciate how fit you are and what I love about you most is what I've talked about is how positive and uplifting you are to a lot of people and how you remember people's names after years. It's beyond me. Your memory is ridiculously great. But I have to humanize you, Noah. I have to humanize you.
Please do.
Tell me an embarrassing story.
Oh, man. An embarrassing story. There are probably quite a few. One of them, the first one that comes to mind, actually happened this year at the games, and it's still kind of unconfirmed. But prior to the sled sprint event, we're walking out onto the field. We kind of have the little walk from the corrals to our starting mat.
Yep.
And you've got the pre-competition jitters, nerves, your stomach is a little turned maybe. And I remember walking to our starting mat across the field, and I had to let out a little gas. And so I tooted, and I swear in the moment, I was like, oh no, I think something else might have come out. And I was like, well, there were events starting in like 30 seconds, nothing you can do about it. Just go. Hopefully nobody sees it, and then I can check afterwards. And so I ended up doing really well in that event. Took second
place,
and
right?
I got really wrapped up in the excitement of that and was interviewed, and then I totally forgot about it. I took an ice bath after, which is disgusting now that I think about it. And I got home and I remembered, I got back to the hotel that night and I was like, oh God, I meant to check. And I checked and there was nothing. It was super clean. So that either means that nothing actually happened or something did, and it washed all off in the ice bath. So I don't know. The world may never know, but I apologize for whoever followed me up in that ice bath.
Yeah, I was going to say, who'd you get in the ice bath with? Do you remember?
I think I was solo, but I think you were waiting in line behind me, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
Well, I actually probably was in the ice bath before you because I got off the field quicker because I didn't get interviewed. So you were much longer than us.
Got it. Maybe I was the last one and everybody's safe.
Oh, well, Noah, I really appreciate your time and everything. Is there anything you want to say to people, close out, any positive last thoughts you have for folks listening or watching?
Yeah, I love this. I love what you're doing. So kudos to you. Thank you for doing this for the community. I think, like you said before, now is a tough time, and we need to find that silver lining. There's a dark cloud looming over us, and being able to look at it and see the silver lining in certain things is the way to go. It's the only way to stay positive and make it through this. So it's been really cool to see brands, people being creative and positive and trying to help out. You doing this. EverTrain, a supplement company that I work with, is giving 50% of their profit back to gyms. There are tons of other companies that are all on these do-good missions, United in Movement. So I would just encourage people to try to get creative themselves, help out if they can, stay positive. If you're not able to come up with something yourself, just jump in and help other people. So keep it up, stay positive. We'll come out of this stronger, and thanks to people like you for doing what you're doing.
Hey, I will
That was bad timing. You froze a little bit there, but hopefully it was at the end of the call and it doesn't mess things up for us too much. Hello, Hefner. Calling Jacob Hefner.